What's up, man?
I'm Casey.
I'm Christian.
This is the Men of Cause podcast, dude.
Welcome back to another episode, guys. So we have a new layout. Hopefully you like it, or at least it looks a little better on camera, because we worked way too hard for what looks like not enough.
We had to do it because we've got some really good guests lined up.
We do.
That's the main reason. Shout out to Cody Napper.
Right.
Look him up. Fitness trainer,
local movie star.
Local movie star. One of the best musicians I've ever seen in my entire life. One of the best drummers. So that will be in the next episode or the episode after that. A lot of good things going to come from that.
That's not great, by the way.
That's okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know what it was. It was in your fridge.
It's healthy. That's why it's not great, but you got to do it. So this episode, Preconceived Notions is the theme.
Preconceived Notions. The idea behind that is that more or less, in layman's terms, everybody has this idea of putting people on a pedestal, whether it's somebody high up, if it's somebody you think's out of your league, man or woman, or boss or CEO, whatever. People put others on pedestals, and we're here to tell you that they're just people.
Break those pedestals, dog. No,
yeah, get rid of those pedestals. They're just people.
So also, too, with that is the idea of doing anything on a pedestal. And because this is us coming straight to you. I mean, we're pretty bare. Like, you guys could attack us and hate us or not watch us, and that's fine. We're still going to do it.
Yeah,
but the preconceived notion is, well, we don't have nothing to say. We don't we have nothing that nobody wants to hear, but it's entertaining. You guys might be at work listening or something like that, and we do it. We're getting a great response so far.
Yeah. All the feedback everybody's been leaving, whether it's like family and friends or just, some people that happen to listen, a few of those people have reached out to us, and it's really good hearing everybody's feedback, especially like your opinions and your ideas. Like, we take that into consideration. Like, definitely don't think that your voice isn't heard, regardless of if we've got, like, right now we only got a handful of followers, to if we had, like, however big we got or will get, like, we're still going to, like, read the comments. We're going to read the ideas, and we're going to go and take it. And
we do have a few comments. Thank you guys for those. We're going to respond to those soon. We're trying to get everything on a platform. We're having some issues with some licensing things with platforms, with the actual, I know it sounds crazy because it's a podcast, but mainly right now we're doing YouTube things because
podcasting is not as easy as people make it out to be.
No, podcasting's, the thought of talking on a camera is that, but getting those things on the platforms where you guys can listen to them on iTunes or the Google Play Store or...
Yeah, there's way more that goes into that.
Yeah,
respect to all those people that podcast daily and, like, can publish and post all that. Like, I get editing video can be a little longer than editing audio, especially in, like...
But actually getting them up, that's where we are at this point. So you should get an influx of, like, 5 to 6 episodes once it goes. We're waiting on responses for people, or not people, but certain platforms. I'm not going to say names because I'm working with companies to do this.
Right.
Also, I know it's not a big thing, but shout out to Huntington Dips for working with us.
They helped us with logos and stuff. They're also hosting all of our apparel, so we're actually working with those guys for a little bit of collaboration and also our apparel. So you should see shirts soon. We're still going over some designs.
We're going to do some hats, things like that. It's HuntingtonDips.com. But you have to search it in Google a weird way, so just type it in, it'll be there.
I'm pretty sure you can go to, like, HuntingtonDips.com.
Well, it didn't work for me. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't. But anyways, just check him out, man. He's a good guy. They are good people. They're wanting to work with us with some of the documentary things we want to do.
Yeah. We'll
see how that goes. Always good to network. So thank you guys for that.
So, see, another shout out to a local business. Huntington's in the name.
Yeah. So got a lot coming up. The first thing, we'll just cover some news first. We always cover news. We're not news anchors, but listen.
But
when we don't see each other for all day, first thing we start talking about because we see each other every day.
Right.
But for the main part, when we don't see each other, I see something in the news that's entertaining or I think's funny or interesting, I'll just screenshot something just so, even if we don't film, we do it.
We text each other all the time, just random screenshots of news. And we're like, oh, we just talked about that. And here it is. Like, somebody made a meme about it.
Yeah, like, we'll drink a beer and just discuss. I mean, at this point, I don't like going to CNN or Fox or anybody to get my news. I like reading. This is actually for some people who gave us some feedback.
Oh, yeah.
We read what is published from actual sources. We don't actually go to these news places. We really kind of dive deep. That's why you guys see us Googling everything, because
we like to fact check, but at the same time. So I get where you're going with that. Is people want us to, like, tell them how it is, but that's not what we're here for. As Men of Cause, we're here to get all of you guys thinking. Like, we have our own ideas just like everybody else does.
So you make up your own damn.
But yeah, that's what we're saying. We're saying, like, we want to.
We'll tell you the news, but you got to interpret it how you interpret it. Just because we believe a certain way, you guys
No, we're not trying to, make anybody believe this or that. We just want you guys to think for yourselves. Like, that's probably going to be another episode topic.
Right, so let's jump right into the news.
All right.
The biggest news that I have right today, I have a couple topics. Number one, the infamous or the famous,
Are you going with the Facebook?
the great guy or the little shit, what do you want to call him, Zuckerberg?
Mr. Mark Zuckerberg.
Cambridge Analytica leak a breach of trust with users. So there has been a Facebook breach, which actually
That did happen.
in
And
2000,
technically, it was 12. It was 2012, wasn't it?
2014.
14?
So I'll read the actual topic, but I'll tell you what pisses me off about the topic. First of all, the
response time was terrible.
The leak is horrible, but there's some certain points that piss me off when
All
we
right,
get into
yeah,
it. So let's just talk about
there's
it.
a couple sides we can take. We can go over what happened, we can go over our thoughts on it, and then we can go like company versus how we think they should
Yeah,
act.
so I'll just read the first thing. So this was published a couple of days ago, actually. So after days of silence, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, aka the devil, just kidding. I'm just joking. I'm kidding. We upload on Facebook. I just give him a hard time because a lot of people have lost trust to the controversy over the 2014 leak of private Facebook user data to a firm that went on to do political consulting work for the Donald Trump campaign in 2016. Again, not saying that I'm left wing, right wing, I don't care.
Yeah,
That's
we're not getting into
this
the politics
is
here. This
facts.
is just
And the reason that it even brings up is because the Trump administration has brought up multiple times to this. That's why I said that. So Cambridge Analytica got the data by paying. Now this is so crazy to me. The data by paying a psychology professor, last name Kogan, I'm not going to say the first name, to create a Facebook personality quiz that harvested data not only about its users but also the users' friends. Kogan amassed data from around 50 million users and turned it over to Cambridge. So there's more to this, but I want to stop there. First of all, the personality quiz things are so stupid to me, personally.
right.
If you take them, that's you. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
But
do what
once
you want.
if it's what Walking Dead character are you, what famous musician are you, and you're sitting there putting, if you put your name, your favorite color, or something,
Yeah, most of them, like-
that's fine.
like I've done a handful, and a lot of them are personal. They're
But this
just
means
stupid things.
50 million people were turning over data that could be used to push a political campaign in a certain way, good or bad, it doesn't matter. And I'm not saying who they voted for or something like that, but some of that information had to pertain to something to do with it, or why would they need the data?
Right, right.
Because they're not, that's not a hack of a password or going into
Yeah,
your
it's
private
not like
messages.
you're stealing IDs and stuff. They're basically-
harvesting information.
Yeah,
about
it's
the users.
market research. It's regardless of if it's political, if it's to sell you something, it's market research, but it's very misleading. Like they threw that out there to steal market research when a lot of times people have to put up front that it's for market research.
Yeah, but that's happened 24/7. When
Yeah.
I ask Alexa to order me a T-shirt,
And then the next thing you know, you see it like on your computer when you're browsing for something.
what's scary is when you think about something and see it on your computer. Where are we going with that shit?
Or
That's
if you
scary.
talk about it.
That's really happened.
Oh,
to
yeah,
me.
that does happen.
No shit.
That
I
freaks
talked
out.
to you about a certain a clothing apparel certain, and then I'll go on my and it's just all over it. I mean, I'm not going to delete my Facebook because number one, I have nothing to hide.
Right.
I don't want them to steal my credit cards or social, obviously, but.
They're gonna hurt my
If
credit.
they want to know which Beatle I am, they can go shit on themselves because I don't really care about that. But anyways, I want to get to this part. Zuckerberg says when Facebook learned about the transfer in 2015, it got Kogan and Cambridge to certify that they had deleted the data.
Clearly they didn't.
Yeah, they certified that. That's a funny word. But media reports this weekend suggested that Cambridge had lied and retained the data through 2016 presidential campaign. So, first of all, that's shitty.
Yep. So it's a big strike on them.
Okay. Second of all, don't put personal shit on those
The surveys.
stupid things.
Well, see, and that's what a lot of it's played off like it's not personal. A lot of it's just like opinionated stuff, and that's market research to a T. But it's just like playing it off like, oh, like which cartoon character are you? Do you prefer to buy your stuff from Walmart or Target? And it's like, well, I guess I like Walmart better. Like,
Right. Like I mean, it's just not.
but back to like a little bit more into that. Like, what was it? It was a 4-day response time. Like, all this bad press happened. The stock started dropping.
Is it a 4-day response time or is it a 4-year response time in reality?
And I'm talking about like when their stock started dropping, like within the last week.
Oh, their stocks did drop.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, once all this, like, the news started blowing up about this, I think it was like 4 days, and then they released a statement saying,
So
we're looking into it, what you allow on your Facebook.
That's actually what I have. So this is the main part that pisses me off.
Facebook blames you.
So Zuckerberg is finally breaking his silence after 5 days.
Oh, it was 5.
Facebook CEO pledged Wednesday to take a series of steps to protect data, blah, blah, blah. He said, we have a responsibility to protect your data, and if we can't, then we don't deserve to serve you. Then he went on to say, I've been working to understand exactly what happened. Sure. Make sure it doesn't happen again. But the first sentence he spoke on there, and I don't actually have it quote for quote, but I'm going to ad-lib it because I had it up here. And
Yeah.
But he said, I'm so sorry. That was like the first sentence. Like,
Which, I mean, as a CEO, you kind of have to be.
but, I mean, does that hold merit at all?
If you didn't apologize, people will tear him apart.
But if I took everything that you owned right now and just burned it to the ground and said, hey, I'm sorry, man, what would your response be?
I mean, when it comes to business, though, you have to, like, apologize to the customer.
But you have to say, as a business, it's your duty to say more than I'm sorry.
Well, they need to do more than say, we're working on it. Which, I mean, they didn't, like...
50 million users?
Facebook has more than 50 million.
No, that's how many was
well,
affected.
yeah, it was affected. But, like, on top of that, like, the response I don't feel like was enough, especially for how bad of publicity they got. On top of that, like, the whole, we're working on it, but be careful what you let access on your Facebook. Like, you can't apologize and then turn around and blame the people for doing something wrong. It's like, oh, I'm sorry for selling you.
For being hacked.
Yeah, I'm sorry for selling you something that's, kind of bad for you if you use it the wrong way. But by the way, make sure you don't use it the wrong way. Like, that's...
But is taking a personality quiz a wrong thing to do on a Facebook? I mean, I feel like if I'm doing something, and I don't do it because I have so much shit going on, I don't have time to sit and answer 35 questions about what color I like. But some people
Yeah, plenty of people do.
who enjoy a simple life.
50 million people do.
Well, yeah, 50 million people, that's crazy. But I
They're
don't
all
think,
welcome to follow us.
and I don't think, I'm not bad-mouthing them, I'm not bashing them.
No.
I'm just saying that I don't think those people, if they want to do that or play Farmville or whatever, I don't think they should have to worry about
their stuff
everything
being
they've
stolen.
done being hacked from them. That's crazy to me. And then the response, the time of the response,
The security, I feel like, is clearly a big deal. But
do you know
honestly,
do you know how many active Facebook profiles there are?
how many billion?
More than 1 billion people.
That's a lot.
Wonder how many MySpace had.
That's a good question. Why you looked it up? Honestly, like when you say you have like a super strong, like Facebook's a very big company, like IT and security department. How many people thought that it's like, you know what? I bet there's going to be like a cyber activist that's going to come at us with like a little quiz asking you your favorite colors. Like, you can't be prepared for stuff like that.
That's
Like,
not the user's fault at all.
well, I mean, but like security-wise though, like getting people to freely give out the info, like that's pretty clever.
No, I agree with that, but at the same time, my thing is going to be 50 million out of a billion's a drop in the bucket. I mean, it's going to suck, but it's Facebook. I'm telling you right now, you guys can hate me all you want, but you're not deleting your Facebooks. I'm not.
No, I mean we're trying to network here. You
I'm
see our logo, like our
that's
page?
listen. It's the devil's advocate. It's like kind of like a shitty girlfriend. You might get shit on, but if you love her, you want to stay. I mean, that's how it is. I spend a lot of time on Facebook. I'm not saying it's a bad place to be, but at the same time, even if it's not a quiz, I don't want to post a picture and like someone else's pictures or something, and then them encrypt all my data of. Let's just say I'm wearing, not name dropping here because we're not sponsored by anybody. Let's just say I have a Nike shirt on.
Right.
And then I post a picture and 30 to 50 people like that picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they sell that to some other company that sells Adidas, and they try to start sending me shit because I'm wearing a Nike shirt. You think about that. You never know. I mean, you never know why it's happening. And that's the same. Did you ever think that somebody taking a name quiz or what rock star you are or something was going to just completely canvas everything you have? No, there's no way.
But at the same time, like deep down, like people are mad about this, and Facebook as a company for letting this happen. But that's kind of how the internet works now. Like everything you post online, whether you believe it or not, Google and Amazon are like taking everything that people post, anything related to anything, to sell you stuff about it. Like digital marketing is so insane, and
Not
like,
even digital, just a guerrilla marketing in a whole.
Yeah, but no, we're saying like security and like people posting stuff and their data getting stolen. That data is already being used to market you stuff, whether you
everything you do, everything you search for. Go to the Wish app right now.
Just open Amazon and see if you don't see. Or
here's I'll give you this to go test right now. Go to wish.com, and again, not sponsored by anybody. Go to Wish, search 2 to 3 things, then go in to log in your Facebook. I bet you $1 million you have a thing on there that suggests something from Wish that you searched. I bet you.
Well, almost at this point, it's almost anything. Like, for example, we're motorcycle people. Like, anytime I look up a bike part, I can go to Facebook, I can go to YouTube. There's going to be like a little bar on the side that's like, we think you'd be interested in this. And it's just like, yeah, that's because I was just looking at that.
Is that why all those butt plugs are on your...
Yeah, that
no, I'm just joking, I'm joking. So, again, I want to fact check something. This is not me looking for news. I'm fact checking.
What are you fact checking over there?
Because I want to make sure. You said something actually earlier that was very, very, very smart, and I want to see...
Like, I think you're smart, but I'm going to prove it before I give you a compliment.
Okay, so this is the thing. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Okay,
right.
With Facebook, because I mean I don't give a shit. I don't care if my shit's leaked. Just don't take my credit cards. That's fine.
Right.
I don't want to be in debt.
Anyways,
so we read a couple articles actually off camera about Facebook's dead. Everybody run to Instagram. So guys, let us tell you a little secret here. So listen, if you want to drop your Facebook and delete it, fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Especially if you want to jump on Instagram.
But let us tell you a little secret here. Guess who owns Instagram?
Facebook.
Yeah. 2 Stanford fellows built a pared-down photo app into a $1 billion idea, which was Instagram. On April 9th, 2012, Facebook incorporated Instagram. So to ditch one social media to go to another one, you're just jumping
almost
from
all of them are so related now. The only thing...
What's the saying from the pan to the frying? What the fuck
jumping from the pan to the fire?
Yeah, whatever. It's the same thing. I mean, you post a picture, they're going to screw you around somehow, and I'm sure... And I'm trying not to like hate on these companies because I use these companies to promote my brand. Right, and I don't hate these companies. I just need these companies to be a little bit safer with our information. And I'm sure that all you guys people feel the exact same way. I mean, that's crazy.
Right. So
stock's down 2.66%. Not huge.
A couple takeaways there is like, first off, be careful what you put up if you don't want it stolen. And on top of that, like...
Preconceived notion. Facebook will keep my shit safe. No.
Nope.
You keep your shit safe.
Yeah, that works for companies too. You think that they're flawless and that everything's going well. Clearly, as you see it in the news, it's not.
Just be careful. That's us as men. And I'm not saying we know everything. I'm just saying we're the men of cause and effect. Just keep your shit private. And I'm not saying that everybody out there is hiding a million things, but if you post anything that you type on your computer is going to be knowledge to somebody at some point. There's no other way around it.
Right.
All right, so we'll stop there and go into a couple more things before we get into the meat of this shit. So do you have anything? Well, actually, do you know how many people... Last November, the site got 50 million unique visitors to MySpace. 50 million. The entire infrastructure of MySpace was hacked in Facebook in 4 days or some shit. Anyways, I'm done with that. So do you have anything you want me to keep going?
Local news, MU, there's some students working with a local company called Black Sheep to help support local kids and like fundraising stuff. So props to all those people.
Shop?
Black Sheep Burrito.
Yeah, Black Sheep Burrito, if you're listening.
Wait, let me double check.
Either one, if you want to go buy Harley.
Yeah, it's Black Sheep Burrito.
Black Sheep Burrito is
or if you want to buy Harley.
Fantastic restaurant. So, a couple more things.
So that's cool. Props to all those people.
All the Toys R Us that are shutting down.
That's cool too.
All the Toys R Us. We mentioned this in the last episode or the one before.
No, it's weird that we talked about it. And
yeah, we talked about it. So we said Toys R Us, and then there's no KB Toys like this. KB Toys plans to actually buy out all the Toys R Us and put 1,000 pop-up shops for KB Toys for Black Friday, and then I guess they'll
definitely have stuff for Christmas too.
That's awesome. I don't even want to talk about that. It's just cool. So into other news. This is I think about a week ago, but we've not covered it. It's March 20th. Yeah. So this is a big thing that a lot of people don't know about. The last male death of the northern white rhino.
Oh, I saw that. That was sad too because there's a video of the guy like sitting there like
the one on
the bedside manner. The dude's just like scrubbing it with that brush and stuff.
What are we doing with our planet, dude? What are we doing?
That's sad.
What are we doing out here?
I mean, it's not like that he was hunted and killed, but
the millions that were.
Yeah.
You can't base that on one.
No.
Look, just like the elephant crosses the ivory. I mean, dude,
Greed.
can you imagine getting a group of people and just going out and chopping elephants in half just for the tusk? And I mean, what? I mean, I don't understand, and I don't know anything about this because I don't poach wildlife like that. I hunt deer.
You haven't been hunting any elephants?
But I'm not. I'm just saying. So, conservationists were expecting the death of Sudan, the world's last remaining male northern white rhinoceros. But he did die on Monday night. The news was met with international dismay. This is sad. Now, this is not extinction because
No, there's still
there's
women rhinos.
There's two females, from what I read. Now, only two female northern white rhinos remain at the conservatory.
Conservatory.
And this is the last two of their kind on Earth. On Earth, not
so
even
then
on
what?
planet.
So they try to like breed those two white rhinos and then just have like a giant
A scissor
conglomerate of like.
fest? How are we gonna have a scissor
I'm
fest?
sure that there's like some DNA stores or something. Not a store like that you buy stuff like.
So
but
this is
store
getting ready
like-
to get weird, and I'm glad it is. Keep talking.
No, but I mean, like conservatoriums and stuff, they always have like, I mean, it's just like farmers out in like Colorado. and
Let me ask
stuff,
you
like,
this.
they go buy like.
Well, where are you gonna go buy this?
Well,
So my
it's a
question is this:
conservatorium.
they knew he was getting older.
All right.
This is getting so weird.
That's right.
Fuck it. I'm sorry to everybody who respects us. You're about to lose all respect for us. So, oh my God, why not stockpile this male rhino semen?
That's kind of what I was hinting at when I said like it's a conservatorium.
So they know he's getting older. They can see.
Well,
it.
what if he couldn't produce it?
I
in
know,
his-
but
in
they've
his
had
old
him
rhino
in there
age?
for a while.
Well, that's why I feel like there probably is like some sample.
But they don't have any plans to do that. From what I read, they're just waiting on the other two, and they're kind of blaming.
Quick little text break.
No, that was.
I'm just kidding with you. Every time I touch my phone on the podcast, you bring it
I
up.
didn't say anything, but I'm saying, why not stop? God, he was 45 years old.
I
In
don't-
rhino years, that's 290 million years old.
That's a-
that's
he's a
not. That's
dinosaur.
not a fact. That's not a fact.
He's
I'm
a straight dinosaur.
He was living under armed guard in Kenya.
I bet he was a pimp rhino if you think about it. Like
Well,
any
he
rhino walking
only
around.
had
there's like-
two. He only had two. He could get down.
But they were.
So.
There's a pimp rhino right
For
there.
me, thinking at 45, at 40, I'm probably starting to just amass every mess he produces. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What else can you do to save a species? Well, I mean, I don't know.
But even if they did, so say they did, they impregnate the two female rhinos with the same male. Like you can't go any further down the tree than that, or like
Inbred. And,
yeah, inbred. Like nature would sort itself out, and it'd still run out of rhinos. Or you'd have some.
But
like,
isn't that true for everything that we have on Earth? After a while?
No, it gets like diluted enough after.
I'm
like,
saying if things start to die back. is what
Oh
I'm
well,
saying.
yeah. If stuff starts going extinct, once it gets down to like those last couple trees, you can't crisscross the roots that many times before stuff starts getting weird.
It's sad. I mean, I'm not the most. I'm not a rhinoceros enthusiast by any means. I'm just saying to see it how it happened.
Right,
It was
right.
it was definitely sad. Okay, so I have a funny news topic, and then we'll get into the meat of this. This will probably be a short episode, but we'll just keep going.
That doesn't matter.
So this is this is credited from BBC World News.
BBC World News. Where we go with this?
This is funny. This is horrible.
I don't. You didn't share your topics beforehand. I have no idea where we're
And
going.
I'm not going to anymore. So,
Well, we just sit here and talked about like.
sex doll brothel. Ex-dolls escapes Paris council censor.
So it's
This is a topic in the
in the BBC World
in the
News.
World News.
Is this? Where's this at? Like, is it in like?
Paris counselors in Paris have rejected a motion targeting a business where clients are charged $109 to spend an hour with a silicone sex doll. Yeah, silence.
So and like there was a lawsuit against it.
So communist counselors and feminist groups had called on the Council of Paris, the body responsible for governing the city, to study the possibilities of closing X dolls. This is
Yeah, the company or whatever.
the establishment. They argued. Oh my God.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the.
This
Let's
is
hear
cra-
the.
This
let's
is
hear the
I-
feministic
This is why
side.
we talk to you guys about finding your own facts, because to me this blows my fucking mind. They argued it was demeaning to women. They argued, listen, and oh my God, this next line. They argued it was demeaning to women and effectively a brothel. I'm not going to be able to get through this one, man.
Man, the Wild West is getting rough these days.
Owning or operating a brothel is illegal in France, obviously. But police visited the establishment before the council meeting and declared no laws were being broken.
Wait, just real quick. Can you imagine being a police officer, having to like kick in a door like each room and be like, well, it looks like he's having a good time on to the next one. Yep.
No, I can't. In a joint statement, communist counselors.
Oh man.
Last name.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not saying names. I don't want to know it. Deeply regretted the council's decision. This establishment with hyper-realistic humanoid dolls. What? Where are we? Where are we in the world? So this establishment with hyper.
Is it just male dolls, or I mean, just women dolls for
Whoa,
males?
yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it like, are there male and female dolls?
I don't think that matters at this
point.
point.
If the feminists are trying to shut it down,
I'll check in a second, but you don't get weird on me here.
No, I'm just trying to.
I'm trying to get through this, okay? This establishment with hyper-realistic humanoid dolls. So first of all, that is funny to say.
Hyper-realistic humanoid dolls.
If you was like, dude, let's go down to this building where there's hyper-realistic humanoid dolls, I'd be like, no. Let's just stay here and not do that at all. And I'm not saying I'm like, I'm bashing these people. Man, if you're paying $110 to go have sex with a plastic doll at a brothel, you really need to reevaluate.
I mean, you could make it to Australia. Prostitution's legal there.
I don't even know if that's really the problem. If the sex thing's the problem at that point, it's got to be like a quick fix dominant thing to me. Because you can go to brothels that are illegal. Obviously, they have them. They pop up all the time and get shut down, right?
Right.
Lamar Odom was caught at a brothel doing coke and was in a coma. They're there. But you choose to go to the brothel with the Barbie dolls.
Fake dolls.
So this establishment with hyper-realistic humanoid dolls is the latest invention to bring brothels back into the landscape.
How? Wait.
What?
So let me get this straight, just to clarify.
Yes.
So there's feminists that are trying to shut down X Dolls, which is a brothel of plastic fake women.
In Paris. From this
but
article.
This action is on its way to lead towards real brothels being okay.
Yeah, we're going down 12 different streets here to talk about this.
So how backwards is that?
They went on to describe X Dolls as the pinnacle of... Oh, here we go. X Dolls is the pinnacle of the dehumanization of the relationship between women and men, and accused it of trivializing the exploitation of women by prostitution networks and the related crime of human trafficking.
I don't get how people relate to some of these things.
Where
Human trafficking and building a doll?
So the top bold text, secret address.
Secret address.
X Dolls is located in an anonymous-looking flat in the French capital and opened earlier this year, describing itself as a game center. Clients are mainly men, though couples do visit. Owner, look that up for yourself, who formerly managed, you ready for this? Who formerly managed e-cigarette shops, told the newspaper it has 3 rooms, each containing a silicone sex doll measuring 1 meter 45 centimeters, which is 4'7" in over here, and worth several thousand euros. Customers make their booking and payment online, and the exact address is kept secret. Not even the neighbors are aware of the nature of the business, Mr. Blank says. Mr. Blank says the dolls are sex toys, and he does not see them as degrading to women. Because they're dolls. They're sex dolls. Where are we going with this? How do you stop this? There's a problem in America.
There's so many...
Or not America, in the world.
In the world. There's so many different angles to just bounce off of that.
But I mean, where does it go? What does that start and stop with there at that point?
Are we talking about what topic you want to take on?
That's what I'm saying. Is there one or is there 5,000?
There's a 5,000. Are we talking about freedoms? Are you supposed to be able to do what you want? Is it wrong for somebody to try to shut that down? Is it wrong what they're doing? Is it wrong that people think that it's okay to have regular prostitution now and not
It almost seems like they would rather that.
Right, but it's
We have to actually pause this for a second because my garage band's freaking out. So pause this real quick, and I have to restart exactly what we're doing.
All right, we're back.
All right, so we're sitting here talking about the sex doll situation. There's
too much.
too much to talk
get
about,
into that.
honestly, because I mean, my question is this: I love women. I respect women. The two most important people in my life are my mom and my grandma. I mean, I respect women. But with the social justice warriors, the feminist thing, dude, it's like the Radio Shack of brothels, and they're still saying it's dehumanizing to women. How? I mean, if they won't, this is going to come off completely right wing, and I don't mean to say that. But if the brothel's not using real women,
how's that degrading?
Like, how do they even that? They should be promoting that,
right?
Right.
That's anti brothel. That's anti
It's the safe alternative.
Sex trafficking.
It's the safe alternative to sex trafficking of brothels for women. Or if it's say this was completely reversed and the men were the sex dolls, I would be like, yeah, do that instead of having men there. I'm tired of talking about that. This is a weird thing.
So on the.
You got anything else before we get into the?
I think that was all the news we had, wasn't it?
Actually, I have a couple more things here.
All right, let's hit the next news topic.
All right, so I don't want you to get too sad on this, but I got to tell you something. The original Bozo the Clown has died. I'm not joking. I'm being serious.
How old was he when he died?
Oh, let's see here. I have questions that I need answers.
Questions that need answers.
It's like you type Bozo the Clown, look, KLR TV, KUSA, WJR TV, KTBSD. There's like 37 news things that are covering this right now. 89 years old. Wow.
He lived a long.
I might need to adopt a clown life if I want to be that old. I'm not hating on Bozo. I just think it's funny. When a clown dies, it's like a clown dies. There's humility and there's humor.
Yeah,
in that. So
I wonder. Okay, here's a real question. So clown passes away.
Do you know that was filmed all the time and where he was from? So back in the day, they used to film different. This is weird to follow. They used to film different Bozos that would mimic the same Bozo from one town before like TV was widespread because he's 90 years old almost,
right.
like DirecTV or anything that sells like that.
Yeah.
So they would mimic those things. So the first thing, he was a Boston television personality in Boston. That's crazy. He grew up in Boston, which is a very tough town to probably be a clown in. I mean, I don't know that to be true, but he died Tuesday. He was Boston home from a heart disease. At 89, though, he played Bozo from 1959 to 1970, a clown character particularly popular in the U.S. in the 1960s because of the widespread franchising in television. There's not a lot to say about it, but this is my only question regarding clowns.
All right, well, you hit your question, then I got one.
So, shameless plug for American Pickers. I love that show a lot. And they talk about clowns all the time, which is weird as shit. What happened to being a clown as a profession? Because you know there's an actual clown college, correct?
Yeah, there's multiple clown schools.
But growing up, like, because I'm old as hell, I guess, but growing up, I remember like a lot of clowns being like in shows and in
being
things.
popular.
Like I remember people saying like it would be cool to be a clown. I know that's so stupid and that was kids talking, but I don't even hear kids.
Well, now we have this thing called YouTube, so we have like Logan and Jake Pauls and like.
Oh, no shots.
But no, I mean like people are clowns like.
Fuck it, shots fired.
Yeah,
Logan
like,
and Jake
care.
Paul, you guys are dicks. You guys are so stupid.
But like if you look at stuff like that, like, I mean, people don't need makeup to be clowns anymore.
So you're right, but from the performance standpoint.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like I never hear about that anymore, and I wonder. Would you venture to guess that the enrollment for that clown college? I know you got to. It's a tough gig to get accepted
there's
in.
a lot that goes on into that. My next question is like just a genuine curiosity here. So, for Bozo's funeral, like, does he get buried as a clown, and is there going to be humor in the funeral? And like, I don't mean that disrespectfully to like all the family and stuff, but it's like, this guy was Bozo the Clown.
Yeah,
like,
he has to be buried.
If he doesn't have like his face paint and costume on, like, are they going to put him in like a tux? Like,
I can tell you this:
is it a colorful tux?
For you guys that watch us on YouTube, not the ones listening at home from the podcast, but if you want to tune in to Men of Cause or the Men of Cause on YouTube, I will live stream the funeral. just to see, because I would say this is true.
Can you imagine us going there to like film a funeral?
So back in May 21st, 2017, I don't know if you're aware of this, the Ringling Brothers Circus closed down.
Yeah, they were going.
100 years in operation.
That's insane.
What? That's a deeper look into
Society,
I think.
People, I don't know. People don't like that kind of like entertainment anymore.
Because it's so fast to your fingertips through YouTube. I mean, you can watch anything you
But,
want to do.
but that's so different. Like, because I mean, I've been to something like that, and I'm sure you've been to circuses and stuff. Like, watching
I
that.
used to love to go.
Yeah,
to
like
circus
watching
as a
that
kid.
stuff in real life, like that's an experience. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, like I love the circus. That's what I want to do. But if you had the chance, like, there's still a couple like big names out that still do circuses and stuff. Like, definitely give it a chance, because you'd be surprised. Like, some of that stuff is impressive, and those people don't get nearly enough respect for what they do.
So I agree with you, and this will tie right into that. The first thing right out of the gate is one of the coolest things I ever saw was the dirt bike riders in the ball.
Yep.
They would
There's
ride.
usually like 2 or 3 of them. That's
There were
wicked.
multiple.
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Well, depends on how big the.
Yeah. So on the sad part of that, so Cirque du Soleil is obviously huge. Shout out to them, because that's an amazing show. If you guys can ever go out and travel and watch that. This actually happened on March 18th, and I read this, and this is crazy that this ties right into the Bozo. I cannot believe we're doing a segment on clowns right now. But that's how this show goes, so, you're here, so listen. Cirque du Soleil accident, performer dies after tragic fall during Tampa performance. Did you hear about this? So I actually read about this the other day on the way to work. A performer at Cirque du Soleil has died Sunday following a tragic fall during a performance. He was an aerial acrobat. I won't say his name out of respect. If you guys want to look it up. Fell on stage during a performance of their show Volta on Saturday and succumbed to his injuries Sunday. The company said blank had been with the company for more than 10 years. So the entire Cirque du Soleil family is in shock, devastated by the tragedy. President CEO said statement confirming blank had been with us for over 15 years and was loved by all who had the chance to know him. Over the coming days and weeks, our focus will be on supporting his family and all that. Dude's doing high flying stunts like crazy, falls, and absolutely.
Yeah, what kind of stunt was he doing?
I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know. There's a picture of him.
It's clearly a big stunt, because I don't see him just like falling
He's
over.
he's high doing something. Right here, he fell from about 12 feet. That's strange.
I mean, I guess I feel like.
The Tampa Bay Times reported, citing a video it viewed, that blank fell from about 12 feet during an aerial straps performance. So there you go. Lost his grip. An audience member named Blank told the paper the incident was shocking, and then after the fall, the acrobat was out cold and not moving. The last 2 performances of the show, scheduled for Sunday, were canceled. Obviously, out of respect, I would hope so.
I don't.
There have previously been death as a result of accident of the Cirque du Soleil performances. You don't hear about it often. In 2013, performer blank, some female died after. Now this is more believable. He fell 12 feet and died. I'm not saying that's not believable. He did, but this girl fell 94 feet.
That would make sense. If she got up from that and walked off, I would be scared to death.
94 feet is going to explode you wherever you are.
Yeah, your insides aren't where you left them when you fall that far.
And we're not saying that in a grotesque manner towards the
No.
families. All respect to them. But that's funny how, like, it seems to me that the circuses are on the downslope. Am I wrong? Or
No, that's what I mean. That's like what
Barnum
we're saying.
Bailey's done. People are dying from Cirque du Soleil. Bozo's dead. What the hell?
Everything we love.
What do I have to live for? Toys R Us is gone and Bozo the Clown's dead. Cut the podcast. I quit. I'm out of here. I hate this show.
We don't have Blockbuster anymore.
And we're spreading good vibes, but that's sad.
That is.
That's shit. Oh, Blockbuster. Oh my God. You guys want to hear a funny story? Let's just switch gears.
All right, let's switch them.
First of all, what video rental stores do you remember the most?
Well, we talked about that in an episode. Like me and you going and hanging out at the one in
I'm talking about chains.
Warfield. Oh, really? Just Blockbuster and
So, this was so long ago, I don't even think it matters.
we never really went to chains.
So my dad and I actually bought an original Xbox back. My God, how long was that ago?
30 years.
400 years ago we bought an Xbox. But my dad's a very techie guy. He figured out how to hack the Xbox, which is probably illegal but legal now.
Yeah, we did this in Mexico.
Because we backed up our games.
Right.
Yeah. So this was funny. You remember the chain movie gallery? I think they're actually
Yep.
shutting down a lot of things.
I don't even know what they're still part of. But
Do they have any chains open?
I don't think there's a movie gallery anywhere.
God, that's sad too, because that was later in my life, like 13, 15 years old. So anyways.
I do remember going and rent games so we could go burn them to your hard drive.
Well, that was a couple months after this actually happened. So we bought the Xbox, hacked it.
Right.
And you could download games. This was the coolest thing ever. So Movie Gallery opened up right in his town, and they offered $1 video game rentals for 1 week. You know how many we rented? 84 games in a week. Dude, that's a lot of games.
That is a lot of games.
And
you got your money's worth.
Well, we bought them all after
Right.
that to back them up.
Right.
But at the time, man, that was pretty awesome. You know.
Now you gotta have a subscription service to like 40 different things, and
Now, if I buy a game, I can't even take it to my friend's house to play the son of a
now
gun.
if you buy a game and you're all excited about a midnight release, you go home and 4 hours later you might get lucky to play it.
Or with the Halo trilogy, maybe a week. You know, who knows?
That took me so long to download.
Oh man, those are nightmare. So let's go into a little bit of something else before we get to the main thing, diet. So I made a conscious move today that was awesome. So I buy a lot of meat from a local farm that's bison, elk, things like that. The
Right.
Wild Ramp. Shout outs to the Wild Ramp. I'd love to do a documentary about them. Great people.
We should hit them up.
We will definitely hit them up. So today I actually got a new plug. That's not my drugs. I got a plug that raises cage-free, grass-fed, obviously, and farm-free. They can do anything they want. Chickens, stress-free chickens, basically. They sell 12 eggs for $1.
That's cheap.
$1. Eggs are huge. I'll probably upload a picture on our Instagram. Because I got to tell you guys something. Everything you're doing right now, your water, everything is causing cancer. Everything you can do to get out on the farm fresh, raise everything you can by yourself.
How much is it, like the chicken, like chicken breasts and stuff there? Is it still cheap?
It's not cheap, but it's
The eggs are cheap?
It's competitive because of what it is.
Right.
I'm actually going to throw a name out of a company that I absolutely despise, Tyson Chicken. I'm not going to get into this because this will be a 3.5-hour episode, but if you guys will go and YouTube some Tyson Chicken insider things, it's the saddest, scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life. They're so pumped full of steroids and stuff they can't walk. If they try to stand up, they break their own legs. They kick them, they shove things through their nose. I'm a hunter. I hunt things, and I kill things and I eat those things, but I do it humanely. When you're doing stuff like that, I mean, where do you stand? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's just a little quick segment. Do support local farmers. Everybody do it. You have to. Or we're all going to be cancer-infested pieces of shit. That's going to happen.
Or there's just going to be like 3 companies in the world.
Tyson, Google, Facebook, Tyson.
I was thinking like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Amazon, Google, and Apple. Just own everything.
So what are you listening to this week?
This week, I've been on a Lil Dicky kick, I'm not gonna lie.
I've been listening to Lil Dicky too. I love Lil Dicky.
I've listened to a lot of Lil Dicky. The new Freaky Friday cracks me up.
So I'll talk about that a little bit. I think he should have had a longer part. He had like 4 bars and then it was like back to Chris Brown. I'm not a huge Chris Brown fan.
Yeah, but I mean, he wrote it all.
I know, but I have a problem with Chris Brown, with the Rihanna stuff.
Fair enough.
First of all, Rihanna made Snapchat lose a shit ton of money. Did you see that?
Yep.
Did you see why?
I didn't look into the reasoning now.
So there was when you scroll, Snapchat sucks now.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the new update.
Change it, please. Anyways, you go through, and when you pop it up,
Why?
when you pop it up, it says, would you rather punch Chris Brown or slap Rihanna? Like, come on. Like, you're pulling the straws at that point.
All right.
So she tweeted out or did something and lost a ton of people. So that's all I got about everything going on.
Other news, Instagram's going back a little bit old school, and now the timeline's going to be chronological again. That's the most amazing thing ever, because I hate when stuff shipped around. It's like, yeah, this is from 6 hours ago, and you keep flipping. It's like, oh, I know we just posted something for Minnicause, and it's like 2 minutes ago, Minnicause. Like, why should our post be like 6 down in my feed?
See, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
so talk to me from square one as somebody who doesn't know. I'm kind of new to social media.
This changed a lot of me, but anyway.
With Instagram,
I
made it a year ago, but I posted like once a week.
On Instagram, like your feed.
I don't follow people.
On Instagram, your feed of pictures is
you said don't lie to me.
So used to.
Sorry, bro.
It was literally like based on time. It didn't matter if I posted 30 things and then you posted 1. If yours was like after mine, it'll be on top. Well, then advertising and money.
It shouldn't be that way though.
It should. It used to be, and then they
So
changed
so
it.
I post something, you post something. Yours should be newer than mine, correct?
Right. Yeah. Whatever. Like, say I posted 1 second ago, you posted 2 hours ago. Yours should be below mine because we're going on a time-based system.
And, yeah.
Well, now, like, I don't remember how long ago it's been, but like it's based on what it recommends that you think you should see next. So like I could be scrolling.
Is that a
No, that's a real thing. If you go like scroll through your feed later and look at the timestamps on stuff because it says posted.
So I had no idea about that.
So if you're scrolling and it's like, oh, Minnecaws posted,
what if
2 minutes ago.
What if you don't have what if you don't like a lot of things, so don't really know what you?
Then you get just random advertisements. It's just based on whatever you follow.
That fucking sweatshirt where there's stars and the astronauts sweeping them up. If I see that one more time,
oh man, that's
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like
those click and point stores we talked about opening. Don't lie.
Yeah, I would still love to make money off that, but that's so frustrating to see. Like everything I follow on Instagram like starts to try to cash out, and then you'll see like 13 posts in a row.
So how do you know they're going back to that though? It was a post.
Yeah, there was an Instagram like release, and then it was actually that good news page that I follow, like the only good news page on Instagram. I think it's like
shout him out.
Yeah, it's Tank's Good News or Tank's something. The guy's name was Tank Sinatra. He was a meme creator and got famous for it. But then he did a good news thing. But
I had no idea. I thought mine was in chronological order. That might explain why I see things
in weird, like it's like I
can talk to somebody in the back. Well, I just uploaded that, and I go through my thing, and I'm like, dude, I do not see this anywhere.
And then you scroll down.
Because like I said, I don't like a lot of pictures.
Yeah, like you keep going, and you're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. So I don't like a lot of pictures, so I'm getting that.
Just weird stuff.
No, that sweatshirt over and over. Dude, I'm telling you, that shit drives me bananas. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Like, and there's always like whatever is hot or trending on like the whole like.
Oh yeah, you'll see a white sweatshirt with the red square instead of saying Supreme, it'll say Hans or mustard. Or I'm just like.
Or just like just random stuff. Like, but yeah. So
who's wearing this stuff?
I have no idea. As much as I've seen that stuff advertised.
Are you a hot beast?
Yeah.
Am I a hot beast?
Might be.
Maybe. How do I know what I should do. I should take a personality test on Facebook to see if I'm a hot beast. To see if I can lose all my money really quick. Should I do that?
We'll do that live one day for people. No, we will.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
But so yeah, in good news, it's cool to see Instagram going back to chronological order because
when is that?
That doesn't have an expected date, I don't think, but soon I'm guess. Like,
will Instagram go back to their old format?
That is the old format.
Oh shit! I'm in Snapchat.
I'd say Snapchat, after hearing this backlash, will give it time, and then they'll like.
Who owns Snapchat?
I don't know. It's not Facebook.
Is it? It's got to be a parent company.
But honestly, I think they're still. Snapchat.
No way. Zuckerberg
Snapchat
puts out a couple million. You know they're selling it.
Google it.
While studying product design at Stanford, every one of these social media people are from Stanford. Have you noticed that?
Wait. Are you looking up the Snapchat?
He proposed Snapchat as a product design class project, an idea which his classmates ridiculed.
No, we don't want the backstory. We just want to know the
co-founder of the mobile. Shut up, mother effer! I'm trying to talk to these people over here. No, Snapchat, along with Bobby Murphy and Reggie Brown. He is the founder and CEO of Snap Inc.
There you go, Snap Inc. Still a thing until somebody swoops in with a big check.
Why are these things? Why is it in our nature to always show people what we're doing at all times?
That's
like the food, the picture,
world we live in. Yeah, the food.
The pictures of food. I don't. You can check my stuff. I've never put. Like I don't get that. I don't understand.
I have sometimes.
Is it also you can talk to me about it. Is it an aesthetic point of view or is it a braggadocious point of view? Is it an invite to people? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Talk to me.
I don't know how braggadocious it is, but I don't know. Like for me, I like to do. It's not just like, oh, like I'm having a smoothie.
You're pretty.
Like I'm.
You're pretty. Your background is in photography.
Yeah, so to me that's what it is. Like if say like.
So it's aesthetics to you.
Yeah, to me it's aesthetics. So say I went to Hibachi like, I don't know, I went about 3 weeks ago, and I went to a different one.
Is that global? Hibachi, is that local?
I mean, it depends on.
What
brand.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a name for
chef. I know, but I'm talking about the chef cooking for you. That's everywhere. Right?
Yeah, that's everywhere.
Okay.
But like being.
I'm not stupid. I just don't know anything about Chinese.
But no. So like, it was just like they plated it real fancy, and like had sauces, like like.
I get that though. That's aesthetic.
Yeah, so that's like something that I would take a picture of. The people that are like,
but
oh
Taco
look,
Bell,
Starbucks coffee, Taco Bell burrito, like.
So where does that stem from in the brain though? Is my question.
People's need for approval these days.
To eat a taco.
They just need approval that people think that it's okay of them doing what they're doing. Like, that's the world we live in.
So what if we harken back to episode 1 and they zoom out of the Snapchat and take a selfie of them being alone? Do you think they feel the same way? No.
Well, then you got all those people that take like. Well, no, that's like the idea of like all these girls that take selfies, and then if it doesn't get so many likes in a few minutes, they delete it like it never happened. Like.
I look bad in this. Might delete soon. Let's talk about this real quick before. I mean, I think we should just keep the conversation going.
Oh yeah,
this is flowing naturally. This is perfect.
We're good.
So, I love wrecking social media, even though I use it to promote a brand, and I use it business.
Well, see, we use it as tools and not like a crutch to survive on. And
I mean, it's crazy to think that. So my thing is this: listen, if you're a Snapchat user, and I know this is a meme going around now, but I've been thinking this for years. Well, shit, no, I've only had Snapchat for like 8 months, but for as long as I've seen it and that I've noticed it, if you are a Snapchat user and I see like a friend or a girl or something, I'm like, oh, I want to check this this story out, right?
Right.
And I click it, and it's literally you driving, listening to music.
Oh my God, that's the most annoying thing.
But why? That's 80% of things on there. Why? Why is that? Is that because people want people to think they listen to like really creative music, or?
I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know.
The food.
Like, I see it a lot.
The food, from a photographer standpoint, I get the aesthetics behind them. Today at work, we got a new shipment of computers, and there was a thousand. Obviously, I love monitors. There was 1,000 monitors, and it just was so aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, like you just see them all like stacked up.
I couldn't focus on one because there was just so many.
Yeah, see, that's cool to take a picture of.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But as far as me going to
work.
I mean, Pizza Hut and getting some wings and taking a picture, like aesthetically, to me, that's nothing. Now, your case and the hibachi case.
Well, okay, so something like that, to play the advocate on the other side. There's been plenty of times, say like one of my buddies graduated. Me and him went to like a local sports bar and got a beer. I took a picture of our 2 beers with, I think, like the napkin.
You're celebrating.
Yeah, so for me that was like, oh, remember, the time he graduated, like.
I don't think that's what we're talking about.
But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like for me to do something like take a picture like that on Instagram, it's like, oh, here's the reason we're doing it.
I'm not
like,
saying that you're better than anybody else because you have a reason for it. I'm just saying.
Like that's what I'm asking. Is like, what are those people's reasons?
Go to Instagram and type #food.
Oh no, my phone couldn't handle it.
I mean, it's just weird to me. But the same with the Snap, with driving and listening to music or acting like you're singing a song, like music.ly or whatever, Musically, I don't know what that is.
Yep. I don't know what it is.
Like if you, just because you're listening to Logic or Eminem or Sammy Kershaw, I don't give a shit what you listen to. Like, I mean, I'm saying I don't have to click it.
I'm all for sharing new music, but that's not how I'm going to do it. I'm not just going to be like in my car doing this, driving down the road with my phone. Like,
first of all, it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's not how I'm going to do it.
If your phone's in your face and I pass you, I'm going to try to honk my horn until you get the hell off your phone.
The number of people I've scared on my motorcycle that like literally are doing that, like.
Oh, I've almost been killed by that.
Well, no. Like, if you're on your bike or something and you ride up next to somebody and you see them, like, recording their music, just rev bomb them. It's the greatest reactions you'll ever see.
Especially on a Harley. You know what they're saying is loud pipes save lives.
But I don't get it. I don't get people's reasoning behind it. I guess it's need for, like, acceptance and approval. But
let's
like,
delete everything and go to MySpace.
If you're trying to, like, share
music. Who would be in your top 8 right now?
You?
No. Oh my God, that's the sweetest thing he's ever told me.
Thanks for the no.
Hey God, you said that fast as hell too. Man, you'd be my number 1 too. Give it up. That was
no.
Man, you had no hesitation. I didn't even finish the sentence when you said that.
I know, you were just so insulted.
I said, who would be in my top? You. I really appreciate that. I was going to say celebrity-wise. Oh my.
We are celebrities now.
Yeah, I guess so. Local. No,
celebrities in my top 8?
You want to do top 8?
No, let's do top 3.
Top 5.
Top 5 celebrities?
Let's go. I'll go first. Edward Norton is my number 1. I love everything he touches. I love. Go quick, rapid fire.
I don't even know.
Live or dead, both. Go.
I don't have favorite
number
celebrities.
2, Jimi Hendrix.
It's a good one.
Dude's a baller.
It's a good one. Guitar. If we're going guitarist, Sing Gates.
Sing Gates number 3, Riff Raff. You're on your number 2.
I see that. I'm not a celebrity person.
Number 4, Action Bronson. You know why? Because he can cook and rap, and he gets high as hell. He's just funny as shit.
He's actually, I like some of the stuff he puts out.
What's the name of his show? Fuck That's Delicious or whatever? Or Damn That's Delicious? It's great. You don't have to look it up. That's fine. Yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
The MySpace. So,
number 5.
Oh my God.
Marilyn Manson.
Hell no. That's a little Uzi.
Yeah, it's a little Uzi.
I'd say Kobe Bryant. Dude's a stud. I just like everything he does. He just won a Grammy. It's awesome. All right. So,
wait, why don't we have celebrities in the top 5?
Because I don't want to go personal and piss everybody off because I love all my friends equally.
No.
All right, so let's get down to preconceived notions.
Yeah, so somebody's out of my top 5.
No, you'd be there. No.
This is the stuff we had to deal with growing up. Like, people today have it easy.
You bunch of fucking kids. No,
Right.
I guarantee
When
you
you're at the,
nobody
like-
under the age of 25 listening to us, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, the people that like grew up around our time in the MySpace days, you had to think about, like, then it's like, oh, I got a top like 192.
Anthony never left my number 1. That pissed a lot of girls off. Anyways.
So preconceived notions. Yep.
Yep.
I was hoping you would talk while I was taking a drink there, but.
I did. I said yep.
So, everybody has them, whether they think they do or not. Like, the idea is pretty simple. Whether it's that girl you're too scared to hit on because you put her on a pedestal, whether it's that job.
It could be anything like that because of that reason. Because everything you do, I don't care who you are, you think there's somebody better than you.
I've zoned out just a little bit, but.
Take a break.
Alright.
We're fine.
Alright, so we're back, and we left off on preconceived notions. I don't think we made it anyway.
With preconceived notions?
Yeah,
Well, they're horrible.
they are.
Why? Why are they horrible?
The idea behind it, people put everything on a pedestal. Like whether it's, somebody at work, your boss, your CEO, somebody you see out that you think's too good for you, maybe somebody that's out of your league, whatever the case may be. People have these preconceived ideas that like something's too good for them. Whether it's that promotion, that talking with the CEO,
That podcast.
starting a podcast. It's like, oh, we're not going to do good there. Like that's too much for us. We're just regular people.
I'm the most conundrum of a human ever because I feel like I have so much to say that I feel like nobody listens to what I say. That nobody would care what I say. So why would I record? That's
Right.
a pedestal. That's putting something on a pedestal.
Yep.
But until you do it, until you get one person that comes to you at work saying, hey, you completely changed my outlook since my husband passed,
Which is an amazing thing.
which is fantastic. I'd love to get an interview with her live, just a 5-minute thing. But that's when you feel like you've done something that I put on a pedestal for so long, saying, hey, I want to do this, but I'm scared to do this because the pedestal theory.
Right. I mean, and that just goes to show you that like these notions that people have, like these ideas that things are out of reach or just they wouldn't be able to get there. Like, well, first you never know till you try. You got to get out of your comfort zone. But like most importantly, like nothing's really as big as it seems, regardless of the situation.
Ever.
Nothing's ever that big of a deal.
That's probably the truest thing you've ever actually said on this podcast.
People like just make big deals out of stuff that really isn't. Like it doesn't. There's nothing that you can't do, and that's not like one of those goofy life advice kind of things. But like if you want to do something,
Gary V? Is this a Gary V moment?
right?
No. But if you do it and you fuck up and you fail, guess what happens? Just rebuild.
Oh, well,
Just
yeah.
go from there. You fail. You've already failed. The first episode I thought would get 5 views. I knew that. I told you that. And then we got like 80 or to 100. And I was like, okay, well, even if another 100 hate us, then at least 100 like to hear what we
And
said.
we made a difference with just one episode. Like,
One episode. If
that's-
one person can tell me that I made a difference, then I'm happy with it.
Right. It's flattering. In a
But
way.
I put that on a pedestal because I was so scared to get my voice out there because I'm scared to talk about things that I think about because I think in my brain I'm the only one that cares about those things.
Right. It turns out we were wrong, which I'm okay to admit that we were wrong, and it's really cool. Like I love that all this is working out for us in a good way. But like, and it just goes to show that like nothing's out of reach. So, the idea of like, say somebody's working.
So let's break it down in two sections.
All right, yeah, you got personal and
business.
professional.
You talk about personal, I'll go business.
All
Let's
right,
do
but
that.
here's with the profession.
No, you started out.
Started out.
I'm not
All
starting
right.
out.
So interesting way to look at it is every guy's been there. There's that one girl at the bar that's way too pretty that he just doesn't want to go up and talk to. Like oh, she's way out of my league. Like I can't talk to her.
Surrounded by buff dudes.
Surrounded by buff dudes, but people think that like, oh, like I can't talk to her. She doesn't know who I am. Won't give me the time of day. You would be surprised.
Step it back, gay or straight. That guy.
Yeah, it
could
doesn't
be
matter.
that fuck
Yeah, I mean, it could
that
be
guy
like-
could be there, and you could be
Yeah.
like, I need to talk to this guy.
Or it could be like a girl want to talk to a guy that's got a bunch of his friends around. Doesn't matter. Like, oh well, he doesn't know who I am, or she doesn't know who I am. First off, you'd be surprised.
Because your social status, everybody thinks because of social media is so quick.
Yeah, that's like,
I don't have 1,000 followers. I can't go talk to this person.
And that's putting somebody up on a pedestal. Even if you just seen them and you're like, oh, they're out of my league. Like, you're putting them on a pedestal when they're just a person.
Do you know how many people have met on farmersonly.com?
I don't think people are putting anybody on a pedestal.
No, I don't. Maybe on a tractor, but I don't know about a pedestal.
Right, but I mean, and that just goes to show that, like, you know, we've had experiences like this. You know, like, you'd be surprised. You walk up to somebody and just say, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, they're not going to like be terrible humans and like degrade you just for saying hi. Like, some cases
it could happen.
Yeah, it could. In select cases, it could. But like, most people are generally not as bad as like you in your mind. You build them up to be like, oh, this is like an end of the world type thing. No, just go up and say hi. Like,
there's two scenarios. Either one, they're a good person, they'll talk to you, or two,
they're awful, and then
you don't even want to talk to them.
Yeah, you wouldn't need them in your life anyway. So I mean, like, the idea of like the whole thing there is like, don't be afraid to think somebody's out of your league, or that like somebody's not going to talk to you because you're not popular enough, or don't have this or don't have that. Like, they're just people. Is like the number one takeaway from that. Like, they're just people.
So before we go into the business side, even friendship-wise.
Yeah, like if you want to...
Going back to episode 1 where you have a stigma going out and eating or doing something by yourself, if you, like Comic-Con, and I won't drop a name, a dude we knew forever was at Comic-Con by himself.
Right, he had a blast.
He was by himself completely, and he approached us saying, hey, if you guys want to hang out and talk and do this, it'd be cool. We
Right.
could have been the biggest assholes in the world. We weren't,
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean,
And we did talk to him for quite a while.
Yeah.
We had a good time with him. But he broke outside his shell to say, hey, I would like to network and just see these people and talk to them.
And he did, and all was well.
And actually, he still messaged me today on Instagram. He's a good guy, great guy.
Yep.
So it's not just about a relationship, friendships.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. If you just want to meet somebody or hang out, or if somebody's into what you're into, like, even if it's just say, you know, you're out and somebody's listening to a song on their phone, or you hear them, like something like that.
Put it in this perspective. You know, as the men of cause, the first time you raced.
Yeah, I mean,
The first time
the first time that I was in the arena cross was a terrifying thing. Like, I definitely put this idea of like, first off,
Everybody out there is better than me.
yeah, there was everybody was
I'm
better.
facing Ricky Carmichael.
Well,
and all
and
these
then
guys.
there's like, I mean, and it's not like a big civic center by any means, but you know, there's like 3,000 to 5,000 people in these stands, and I'm getting ready
to
to
the
go,
person
like,
who's never
to
raced.
throw
That's
down.
a very big
That
deal.
was terrifying to me. But then soon enough, like, you know, like I'm on the gate, and I thought everybody was going to be dicks, and everybody's trying to just look out for them. No, anybody there, like, I forgot goggles the second day. Somebody there was like, no problem, man. You know, here, I got a spare pair.
First of all, how the fuck do you forget goggles?
We changed vehicles between the 2 days.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
you should. How? How do you forget goggles? Okay, this
No,
podcast.
it was a
This
stressful
podcast
thing.
is over. We're not doing this anymore.
It was a
because
stressful
you don't
thing,
even have
but it turns
goggles.
out, like, you know, putting all these riders thinking they're better than me, and that, like, I wasn't good enough to be there. Like, first
Was
off,
there a spare pair?
yeah,
Who gave them to you? Do you remember?
some random
Do you know
rider.
where he placed? Number 1 because he's a good guy. No, I'm just
To
kidding.
me, he did,
Yeah,
to me.
but he placed number 1 to you.
Right. But so, I mean, like, getting over that and realizing, like, and that changes your perception on a lot of things too. Like, so after that, like, you know, going year after year and just watching, like, and seeing all these guys being nervous and
It
stuff.
becomes
it's like,
a routine.
yeah, you realize it's like, this is just a civic center full of dirt that people are riding motorcycles on. Like, it's not that
So
outlandish.
2 things, we'll talk about that before we get in the business side. Number, we'll go 1 and 2, obviously.
Okay, all right.
But we talk about working out.
Right?
Same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you
If
talked about
join
going
a-
to the gym with the
if
stigma thing.
Yeah, you join a gym, you think everybody in that gym's looking at you. I don't care if you're at 300 pounds or 30 pounds. If you go in, you think people are looking at you. So to network and to put these people who are bodybuilders on a pedestal to not even talk to them, you're wasting time. Go talk to them.
Yeah, first off,
Say, hey,
that's where
dude,
you're going to learn.
You look fantastic. Tell me what you're doing. I want to do it too.
And if they're in a gym and they're working out to look good, they're going to tell you exactly what they do to make themselves feel better.
And I'm
which
going
is
to tell you
good for
this,
them.
they're going to tell you what they take, what they drink,
Yeah, like
everything.
that's what they live for. They love that. So if they're sharing that, they're happy. You're learning from it. Like, it's good for everybody.
So stop putting people on a pedestal.
Right.
Number 2 on that is playing music. Now this is a tricky subject
Yep.
because musicians are the most competitive human beings I think I've ever met in my entire life. Pause. No, I'm just kidding. So I actually played a show one time. We were at a festival and I played a show, and I got along with the other band. There was probably a ton of people, probably a freaking 1,000 people there. It was huge. It was the one for Jimmy Dale's benefit.
Right.
I'll just throw that out there. That's a name, very important member in my life that sadly passed way too early. Great guy, but we were doing a festival, and he was a part of it. Well, there was another band there, and they were adamant about not playing first, or nobody playing their music, or nothing like that. So immediately I put them on a pedestal, man. I was like, man, these guys must be like. To me, as a new musician going into it, I was like, these guys are like the best musicians I've ever seen in my life. If they won't settle for anything less, what am I going to do?
Right.
So they went on, another band opened, and then they played, then we played, and the thing was, they were horrible. Like, not bad musician-wise, but the entertainment factor and everything, they just weren't there. They weren't a great band. And then I started looking like, oh my, like, just because you're an asshole don't mean you should be on a pedestal.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that. Or, like, and it goes for any of the topics. Just because you're a better rider than somebody, or you're a better athlete, or better, you're a bigger dude at the gym, you're one of the popular people at the bar. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, they're still people. That's what it comes down to. So back to the professional side of things.
The business side. How many times have you seen a boss? He's like, man, I wish that I could imitate this guy to get a raise or a position higher than that. And then you meet them outside of the work, and you're like, I do not want to be anything
This
like
is not the way I want my life to go, for sure. And so many people do that. Like, what you know all about it. Like, especially once you learn that they're people, and it's like they're not the person I thought they were. Like, I put them on this pedestal and saw them as like this perfect businessman that's leading this, and it's just like.
And that's not me putting down anybody at my job or my job side, but being in the corporate world, you see a lot of things that you think, my God, this guy is not a human, he's a machine to produce these numbers, and this is even my peers or anything like that.
Yeah.
You see these people producing numbers or stats or just dressed in a certain way in a suit or something. You're like, man, that
he's got it figured out. He's got it
figured out. I want to be like this dude. Then outside of work, you run into him at a gas station or a restaurant or a bar, and you're thinking,
maybe he doesn't have everything figured out.
Maybe I don't want to be anything like this human being, because he's out there producing numbers, but what's he really creating? What's he creating? Is he creating a lifestyle, or, is he just living up to his peers' expectations?
Right. I mean, and it does come down to, like, even in the business world, like, people, like, they might look like it's all put together, but one thing you learn is you just, like, go through life, nobody really has it figured out. Like, this is kind of just, everybody wings it to an extent.
Not to an extent. Everybody's winging everything, no matter what.
Right.
Because you might have it figured out for a month, but after that, then your spouse is going to do something dumb. Your kids are going to do something dumb. Somebody's going to do something dumb along the lines. You're going to do something dumb. I can tell you this: don't put yourself on a pedestal. I think that's the main lesson from here.
Right.
Because if you got a great ass job and you're making $100,000 a year, or if you're on a podcast making nothing and you put yourself on a pedestal and you think nobody can talk to you, you're an asshole. Because you've already put yourself in a corner. You've already put yourself somewhere where nobody else wants to approach you. So I think the main takeaway from this entire theme of this episode is the fact that
get rid of the pedestals.
Get rid of the pedestals, but look at yourself. If you put yourself on a pedestal and nobody approaches you, it's your fault. If you're the dude at the bar that nobody approaches, or if you're the dude
that's not going to talk to anybody.
If you're the dude that's not going to talk to anybody, or if somebody in business, like I have people under me that need advice, but if I put myself on a pedestal where I'm an asshole, they won't come and talk to me. Have I done them a service at all, or am I just being a jerk?
Right, for sure. So, lessons here: get rid of the pedestal.
For sure. For everybody else
if it's
and
yours,
yourself.
or if you're putting somebody else on it, there just doesn't need to be pedestals.
Fuck it, I'll be a shameless plug except Joe Rogan. Put him on a pedestal. Dude, I'm dying to be on that dude's podcast.
Right. So, yeah, like the idea of preconceived notions.
Throw them out.
That's the mistake. That's the mistake. And you can't help it. Like, you're going to, presume something at one point or another, but just realize that, that's just in your head. Like, they're still people. They're still working a job just like you're working a job, or they're out at a bar drinking the same as you are, or whatever the case may be.
You know what's weird for me?
What's weird for you?
And this is kind of personal, so we'll just get down deep till we get into some lighter topics before we sign out. So, my biggest thing is this. When I put people on a pedestal, and this is just a personal thing, this has nothing to do with nobody in the world, okay? This is me personally.
Right.
I have friends, colleagues, work associates, anybody in my life who I feel that I put on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. When I go to their home, that's when I get a different perspective, okay? No, seriously.
No, and that makes sense. People are, that's their home, that's their safe space.
So I try to keep my place of where I live clean, relatively clean, and smelling good. You know, I ain't being that dude. But I'm just saying this. I can put somebody out above the world. I can think somebody's this crazy human being. And then I go to their home and I look around, and I'm not talking about anybody's things. I'm talking about how they upkeep their house with cleaning and dusting. And then I look at that and I'm like, this dude's just like me. Like he literally needs a vacuum right now. You know, I mean that's funny as shit, but it's real because
I can think of a prime example recently that we both were like, okay, like this isn't what I thought it was.
Like you can see a GQ magazine person and then go to their home and be like, what?
I mean, and there's an extent there. Like if you have a cleaning crew and you're not home, that doesn't count. Like if you didn't clean, if you're not the one taking up cleaning your house, like that's different. That's for sure.
I don't mean that.
But like if you actually live in your house and like that's your life, like you'll see it. It's like you show up somewhere and it's like, oh, like they got some like expired stuff in their fridge that smells a little rank right now, or like they really need to take the garbage out.
You ain't the shit. Like you got 12-year-old bologna in your fridge. Like get the fuck out of here. Like you ain't. You know, you got Usher CD from 2004 in your CD player, like, huh? All right, I'm tired of talking about preconceived notions.
But, you know, that's
where we're at. That's the thing, but
at.
I think everybody gets it at this point.
Right, so last couple lighthearted things. What we got?
Lighthearted? What do you want to talk about? What do you feel?
How crazy. Well, we can't talk about the similarities between us and another podcast, because that blew my mind a minute ago.
No, we can't drop names, but you listen to us and you listen to other famous podcasts, you'll hear the difference. What are you looking forward to?
Things to look forward to. I'm going to Texas in like a month.
Why?
I'm going to MotoGP. Pretty excited for that.
Are you going to live stream?
I could.
Will you?
Maybe. Doubt it.
Can I grant you the access to our almighty YouTube channel? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Why don't you just?
I mean, I could. That's in the works, but that's going to be a stressful.
What's the days? What are the days you're going?
I'd have to look it up.
Oh, good thing you got your computer in front of you then.
Yep, that is. It is the April 22nd. So it's on Sunday, but we're leaving Thursday. It's a 20-hour drive to Texas, which is a miserable car ride.
I might go with you to live stream down there. You want me to go?
You can go.
All right, I'll go.
I can get you like a cheaper ticket too.
I don't need no help, son. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah,
we
so
go down there. We live stream. You want to live stream down there?
I'm down.
We got a killer video coming up with a houseboat. That's
yeah, that'll be fun.
So we're not.
And then our promo videos coming up. That'll be fun too.
The promo video.
Or no, that's not up yet. But the intro that we're gonna start putting before the episodes. That'll be fun too.
Yeah, we got to get a mini bike and some fucking glass. But we actually do have the intro YouTube video already shot. It's
yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a specific place that has to go, which I'm sure people don't really care. But there's a lot that goes into weird stuff that's like, oh, like this is this channel's demo clip that every YouTube channel has to have. Being new to YouTube, we have no idea where to put that. So there's that. I am looking forward to all these fun little shoots that we're about to do, though. Like the intro, the boat thing, the houseboat. Like that's going to be fun stuff.
What are you looking forward to in the summer?
This summer, I mean, I don't really count April as summer, but bike weather.
Well, it's snowing, so yeah.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to get 12 inches of snow by the end of the week, and I was just on my motorcycle 3 days ago, which...
Yeah, global warming is not real.
Right? But, yeah, definitely looking forward to riding this summer. I'm looking forward to you getting your new bike and getting some rides there. We've only rode motorcycles since we've been like 8 years old and haven't rode together in 10 years.
That's your fault.
Totally my fault.
What else is going on? Anything?
Not really.
Not really?
I don't have, not on the top of my head.
Kentucky's on right now.
It's true.
I don't know what the score is.
I don't know.
Feel it?
Get real with people.
Might as well.
Right?
We'll see. You think Kentucky's winning or losing, yes or no?
I'd say it's close.
First half, Kentucky's losing.
By?
5 points to Kansas State.
That's semi-close, though.
4 points, sorry. Just we got 59 seconds. I can't even get into the city brackets. I mean, it's just too much at this point. But Audio More, if you're listening, call us, please.
Right, yeah, we'd love to have you. We would love to have you.
Please call us. I'm looking.
I mean, we're all about Huntington and good vibes, and he's the definition of good vibes on Huntington. Right
I'm looking forward to our guest.
Yeah, we do have a guest coming up that you guys should see either this coming Tuesday or Thursday.
So before you listen to the next episode, go ahead and look up Afflict the Dawn
on YouTube. It is
YouTube.
What would you call it, like a self-published movie?
It's a local movie. It's not self-published. It's got some backing.
No, I mean, there's definitely some like production value in it. But
it's a fantastic movie.
But that's what I didn't know I don't know the logistics behind this movie.
It's basically a dystopian world, and it's not zombie related, but it's factions that go back and forth where a guy who believes in good things is caught between those. So
right.
I don't want to say any more until we get him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to tell you all about it.
He'll tell you all about it.
And he's super excited, so that's great.
But he's also got another movie coming out in a couple of months.
We don't even have the title of it yet.
So actually, and this is why things are working out the way they are. So he starts production on that film on Sunday, and we wanted to have him Sunday, so we have to wait till Monday.
Yeah, that's why we're waiting.
So Tuesday's episode will have the star of that, Cody Cheyenne Napper. Look him up. He is funny as shit on YouTube. He's a great person.
It's true. It's true. What about you? Before we go, what are you looking forward to in the coming months? Apparently going to Texas with me.
Not too much.
Getting your MySpace booming again.
My MySpace is number one. Edward Norton's my top pick. But no, I got a lot of writing on too. But the big thing is with the drone coming in, we got a new drone coming in for us, and we got some 4K content coming up.
Which I'm not putting on YouTube. Literally, there's no point in putting 4K on YouTube yet. I've shot the first 2 episodes.
Well, I mean,
but we could
still get the quality.
Okay, so for the people still listening, we do appreciate your support. But 4K stuff will be left for the things that we feel like have good production value. So like the short film we was talking about and some stuff like that.
There's a short film coming called The Giants.
Yep, that's still a few months off, but that can be 4K stuff. When it comes to the podcast, I really promise people don't care.
But it's okay.
YouTube doesn't even stream in 4K for most stuff.
Come on, YouTube.
Right, you're letting us down.
Come on, YouTube.
And that video is flagged.
Yeah, no, we're the men of cause. Go to Huntington Dips.
Yeah, anybody interested in the shirts? A few of you were hitting us up in the middle of this episode asking about shirts and certain shout-outs and lack of shout-outs. We do appreciate all those people that, give us the feedback. But those shirts will be available. We're still finalizing the design. You can get the ones that are up now, but we're looking over them. But they're on huntingtondips.com.
There'll be 2 hats also available very soon.
And we're working on the polo with our logo on the chest.
The polo, but you know what I'm working on? I'm working on the shoes.
That would be down.
I think that's where the shoe game is.
That would be down for that. So,
I'm coming for you, Kanye.
Right, and to everybody listening, that's Casey.
That's Christian.
We're the Men of Cause, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time.
All right, thanks, dude.